The Story You Haven't Heard, Part 3. I still didn't know what kind of seed it was until one day someone introduced me to my first avocado by giving me a half of one. I was probably 17 or 18, and I remember spooning out the creamy green filling from under the dark skin. Somehow I had removed so much of the fruit, and I quickly found my way to the vacant middle. I traced the crater with my spoon, and I wondered, what would go there? And then I knew. These things are delicious, I thought. And then I also thought, no wonder there was only a seed left. And now, as a man, I was standing in your living room and I walked over to your latest quilt, another masterpiece, this one for a great grandchild. I stared in awe, as I always had, at the tools and instruments, the threads and needles, and I laughed because I remember thinking what a mess I would have made if you had let me play with any of it as a child. And then I was walking across your living room, following Lily into your bedroom. I was passing by the wooden rack you keep above your dining table, the one that contains old tins of your favorite teas, Mark's clay statuettes, and sometimes a sweet or two. There was your desk where you kept pictures of your grandchildren, as grandchildren, not as adults. They were the same pictures I had looked at as a child in the same places, and I thought maybe you just didn't need to update a classic. I looked to the kitchen and saw a large avocado seed with toothpicks sticking in its side and a delicate green shaft climbing out above it, and I thought, well, crap, she still eats them before I get here. And then I walked down the hallway into your bedroom where Shoshana was sitting by your bedside, and my eyes fell on the quilt that rested over you, and I followed the patterned fabric upwards to your face, and I saw that you were asleep. It was the first time I had ever seen you sleeping. Your breathing was labored, and your skin was warm. Your face is so often covered in a smile, but I must report to you that it wasn't then. Maybe it was because you do not smile in your sleep, or maybe it is because you knew I was about to find your candies. I don't think we'll ever know that part of the story, sadly, since it's taken me 46 years to see you sleep, and it's taken you 46 years to learn to hide your candies from me. Neither of us have made much progress in these endeavors. Dad was there to crack a joke and show how much he worried about you, and he and Lily and I went into the kitchen and I ate all of your chocolate coated almonds before Dad could. Lily told me about your infection and she told me about the dangers. We made Earl Grey at some point, and by the time I finished my second cup, you were awake. And so I got up from the same stool where I told you I would become a teacher, where I told you I liked Shakespeare, where you told me to read Science and Health with Key to the Scriptures, where I told you about Honora's dancing. And I walked into your room again and I saw your eyes open just enough, and I knew then that you would be celebrating your 100th birthday in a year. You knew too, I think. Neither of us could know that we'd be unable to celebrate it together, I suppose, but there are some things one cannot see until you are ready to see them. I couldn't see that the tomato that grew in between your curled hose and faucet was there because you cared for it until I had found a small familiar seedling doing the same in my garden. I couldn't see how perfect the pictures are that you keep on your desk until I saw the perfect faces of my own children in pictures I keep on my wall, even as their own faces change. And I couldn't see why you would remove a seed and put toothpicks in it, not so that it wouldn't grow inside of you, but so that you could see it turn into something beautiful. But I do now. Now I see the reason for the blank pages are for more masterpieces of your portfolio. They're of mine, of my children's and my students'. I see the seeds that could grow in the strangest of places, and the holes and wooden dividers that let others in, not keep them out. The story that you haven't heard has a simple ending, I am sure, and I can't tell the ending to you because you haven't heard it yet. And maybe, Grandma, we never will, because I love you. And maybe because someone loves me and someone will love them, and maybe because there will always be love in the world, that ending will always have a blank page of construction paper behind it, and another, and another, and another. So today I want to wish you a very happy birthday, and another, and another, and another. Your grandson, Thomas.